Hey everyone, this is Sunny Austin. I know I haven't done a video in a while, and just because I've kind of taken a little bit of a break in a sense, this way anyway, and just trying to take a break. It's been a long 10 months since Suzanne Morphew has disappeared, and I honestly can't believe that we're at 10 months and still no big movement in the case. I understand that things take time and but I guess, with this case, you just kind of thought it was going to be, solved within a few months, and that it was not going to, be 10 months into it. So, in saying that, I got my, Suzanne rock. It reminds me of a little heart. That's why I use this one, because it's like a little heart for Suzanne. And so it's been 10 months since Suzanne disappeared on Mother's Day. 2 more months, obviously, and that will be a year. Just seems so crazy to think that it's been that long. I know that there's been some information regarding, say, girlfriends, Shoshana, and something recently with someone named Brittany, and I remember there was someone in Indiana there. What was her name? Something, whatever. Anyways, regardless, doesn't it kind of make you kind of wonder just a little bit if somebody can't keep their own dick in their pants or something? Maybe, who knows? Okay, now this is just my opinion, my thoughts, whatever, but doesn't it kind of just make you think that when Suzanne was around and she was going through her cancer, kind of just makes you really question, was Barry cheating on her? If so, when? I know that there was somebody recently in one of the groups that had said that, well, I've talked to Shoshana, and, they only started seeing each other or something like that back in October, or got to know each other. I don't want to misquote somebody, but let's just say got know each other since then. But we all know, and I've done this myself, we all know that what you tell someone and what's actually true are usually 2 different things, especially when it revolves around this case. And obviously at that point, you honestly believe someone's going to say, oh yeah, I knew him before, or regardless. Women lie, especially when it comes to men. Like I said, I've done it myself. Oh, so you seem like you like that guy. No, we're just friends. Just friends. Right. Okay, I wasn't being honest, because it's it's kind of like, you can't really fool people, but you sit there and think that you can, even though the obvious is kind of staring at you in the face there, but you still try to get away with saying, yeah, no, just friends. But my question, regardless, so let's just say some of these girls have been involved or are involved. Okay, I don't care if your mother is dead or alive. What mother would ever want their child to ever even contemplate being around, being with, hanging around someone that possibly could have killed their wife? What sane person, in a sense, what normal, level-headed person would even want to be within a mile radius of someone that had the potential of killing his wife? Correct, there's no person of interest in the case, but you know what? There's still that, what you call common sense and judgment. And so, let's just say, again, who would want their children, regardless of if you're 40 years old, 50 years old, use your brain, okay? You would just think that even if there's an inkling, an ounce, that Barry possibly had anything to do with the killing of his wife, that you would stay clear, that you wouldn't even involve yourself in that, considering you're this kind, caring nurse, or actually both of you are nurses, aren't you, Brittany and Shoshana? Anyways, it just makes you want to do this, okay? And then on top of that, you have the daughters. And I want to remind the daughters yet again that your mother is missing. Your mother, unfortunately, is presumed dead. Because you know as well as I do that your mother would never intentionally leave you. So, regarding all the circumstances, and you girls know a lot more of what's going on, but at the end of the day, your dad promised that he would basically come hell or high water, that he would find out what happened to your mom, and that he would keep searching for her. And I don't really care what anyone says, and Tyson said this in his video the other day too, right? You just get tired of the whole bullshit and crock of shit that surround it all. Bottom line is I get it if a parent, one's lost or missing or dead, and then you only have that one parent. But the bottom of the line is, this is still your mother. Do you not want answers? Why are you not taking it upon yourselves to be like, hey, please help? This is what's so wrong about this entire case, and it has been the whole entire time, around the whole case and the family. Why is no one really looking for Suzanne? Why does it seem that Suzanne was here and then gone, as if no one seemed to care? As if, it's almost like as if it just blows over. Oops, my mom's gone, my wife's gone, and oh well, time to move on with life. Let's start buying and selling. Let's let's keep quiet. Let's not use any sort of media for attention, to try to find, the missing at the time, right? The missing wife or the missing mom. Like, how wrong is this case been from the start? Anyone that follows this case knows damn well that this is just bullshit. There's no other way of putting it. Anyone that's missing a loved one would search hell and high water, just like the Mazel girls did for their mom. Do you know? It's like, please help us find our mom. We're begging of you. Please help. Where do we see any of this in all of that? But you know what? We know this. We've spent so much time talking about this and just how shady it is, how all the buying and selling has been going on. And yeah, like Suzanne wanted this place to be an Airbnb back in February or something like that, and it's just like, really? Did she also want you to start seeing a girl within the year that she hasn't even been missing yet and stuff like that, or hanging out with someone that you bought a Christmas tree for or flowers for? You're like, bullshit, just bullshit. Calling you out on this one, Barry. You know what? You stink as a father, you stink as a husband, and you just stink all the way around. You know what? I feel bad for your girls. I don't even know what it is that's causing them not to say anything at all, to be honest with you. Because again, you don't sit there and your mom's missing and then go to your Instagrams or whatever and then post pictures of your vacation when you had little skimpy bikinis on. Let's just call a spade a spade. You just don't do shit like that. How about you put up your picture of your mom saying, please help find my mom? It doesn't matter, especially the adult, the one that's an actual adult. I can expect this from the younger child, but not from the one that's actually an adult. The one that should be like going, you know what, Dad, I disagree. We need to find our mom. But it feels like they're underneath the wings and they just kind of want to stay there. Or maybe they're, in a sense, when someone's always in charge. I had a customer like that today, as a matter of fact. It's kind of like your children have a voice. Stop trying to take control, in a sense. And with Barry, you can just see control. And I'm pretty sure that's the whole relationship with Suzanne. Control. But there's one other thing that has always nagged at me. And I was just listening to it again about 20 times. And it's the part when Tyson is interviewing Barry. And it's really hard to make out. And like I said, so unless you bring it into a program where you can really hear it, like, or you can kind of take out some background noise so you can actually hear the words, Barry says that he talked to his wife and asked her if she wouldn't mind if he went and started at that Broomfield site. And that he got the bikes, and she said no, basically to get the bikes ready, and then that way when the girls get home they'll be together. Okay, now that's just prior to Barry saying that that the girls were gonna be coming home for Mother's Day. Would she mind? And that's when it really gets distorted in that talking a little bit. And I've listened to it. So basically he's saying that Suzanne is saying, yeah, no problem, get the bikes ready, and that when the girls get home they'll be together and can basically go bike riding, right? So let me ask you this. Why then would Suzanne go on a bike ride if the intent was that the bikes were got ready by you there, Barry? That the bikes were getting ready so that when the girls got home that they would go for a bike ride. Now, let alone the fact of this person that was getting married on the Sunday as well. Let alone all that. So at what point, if you've gotten the bikes ready for the girls and their mom so that when they get back that they're going to go on a bike ride, why would Suzanne even go on a bike ride? Again, not bringing into the fact about the wedding that was going to happen, but just that part in itself says something is absolutely wrong with that picture. Like I said, I've repeated this twice already, but I'll say it again, maybe even 3 times. You distinctly said in that video that you talked to your wife and asked her if you could go to Broomfield the day early. And she said, if you got the bikes ready, type of thing, then that way when they got home, they could be together. Those were your words. Again, why then would Suzanne go for a bike ride? It's kind of like, I just feel like saying, gotcha. Hey, Pinocchio, gotcha. Because that's really all that is. So because the girls could not get hold of their mom, like I said, they can't get hold of their mom. Does it even make sense that Suzanne would just go off and gallivant on a bike ride without them, considering she was waiting for the girls to get home? Has stuck with me because the words were kind of unclear, but I kept thinking about it and I keep coming back to it. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's just like I said, Barry, again, my personal opinion, and I know many others, what kind of shade are you really trying to pull over people's eyes? I feel like it's just around the corner before it all explodes, in a sense, up in your face. And I will be one of those first people, I will be literally cheering first in line. I know a lot of other people will say that too, but I can hardly wait for the day that charges are brought and justice for Suzanne has been served. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be brought against you, Barry. Of course, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying who's ever responsible, that obviously charges, are going to be imminent. And the slamming of a prison cell sounds pretty good to the ears. Soap dropping sounds more wonderful. And someone paying for their crime sounds beautiful. But yet it's a very sad story, because this is at the life and expense of Suzanne, her family, her daughters, her friends, everything that's been taken away from these people. It's disgusting, first of all, that Suzanne even had to lose her life for what? We all know it's going to be about greed. Greed, affairs, all that shit. It's always the same shit. Might be a different pile, but it's the same shit all day long. Anyways, again, it's been 10 months since Suzanne Morphew has disappeared. We will not forget about you, Suzanne. Remember that. To anyone who's watching this that knows anything, whether it's a family member covering up, whether it's a friend not giving information, whether it's, like I said, a daughter, doesn't matter. Whether it's a nephew, doesn't matter. I hope and pray that who's ever responsible for taking Suzanne's life and who's ever covering up information will face the wrath of their own karma times 1,000. Actually, to infinity and beyond. Just like Buzz Lightyear. Anyways, Suzanne, you are loved. You are sorely missed by so many of us in the true crime community. There are so many people that just want to see closure and have closure to your case. Anyways, you guys, Suzanne, you will get justice. Even if by chance your body is not found, there will be justice for you. And it will happen. Remember that.